Dear friends, thank you for coming to join this side event. This morning we had, very intensive discussions and kind of difficult meeting. So I guess everybody here is kind of tired. And in China, with Chinese, we have some kind of custom to take a little nap during the noon time. So right now I'm kind of sleepy, but I hope my story I'm going to tell you is interesting and exciting enough to make you wake up. The story I'm going to tell you is called a conservation story for a small dolphin and its big river. You know, back in 2006, we organized experts from 7 different countries to carry out a survey in the Yangtze River and 2 big lakes, Boyang Lake and Dongting Lake. The main purpose of this survey is to try to find the last Baiji. Baiji is the Chinese name of the Chinese Yangtze River dolphin, because we know there were very few Chinese river dolphins left in the river. We are very much concerned about its future. So I did organize the experts from 7 countries to carry out so-called international survey to try to find the last Baiji. But unfortunately, we failed. Non-single Baiji was sighted for sure. So next year, in 2007, we published a paper declare Baiji is likely extinct or functionally extinct. So this is very big tragedy, because Baiji as an aquatic mammal only survived in the Yangtze River. If it's gone in the Yangtze River, you cannot find them anywhere else in the world. So we have to learn some lesson from the extinction of Baiji. So since then, we put much of our effort on the conservation work of another cetacean species in the Yangtze River. So Yangtze River is kind of special. We have 2, at least we used to have 2 cetacean species in one river. But just like Baiji, because the Yangtze finite porpoise as a cetacean species also face all kinds of threats faced by Baiji. So its number had also been decreasing. For example, back in early 1990s, there were like 3,600. But in 2012, only about 1,000 left. So the IUCN lists the Baiji, the Yangtze finite porpoise, as critically endangered, which is one step close to extinct in the wild. So again, we must prevent the tragedy from happening again to the Yangtze finite porpoise. So what we have been doing, first of all, we proposed so-called 3 major conservation, ex-situ and also captive breeding. Especially when you are talking about in-situ conservation for cetacean species, nobody has done that before. Actually, I was facing quite a lot of criticism from international scientific society. One, you cannot do that. You cannot do ex-situ conservation on cetacean species. There is no way to do that. But for me, because of the situation in the Yangtze River, especially human activity, had been expanding very fast. And I was worried maybe there will someday, this day will be coming soon, the Yangtze finite porpoise cannot survive just like Baiji in the stream of the Yangtze River. So what I was thinking, we had to put some of them into some area, it's kind of much is safer for them to survive. At least we can preserve the seed population of this species, and hopefully someday they can go back to the mainstream of the Yangtze River. So we carry out a measure, it's so-called Ex-situ, but it's natural Ex-situ conservation. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. And also, the third measure is captive breeding. We are not expecting captive breeding can save a strategic species. There is no way to do that. But for us, as a researcher, to have a small population in captivity, it provides a very good chance for us to do some research on them and to learn more about this animal species than to help our work in the wild. And also, we can use this facility to do some public awareness, to raise awareness from the public to try to get them to give more support to our conservation work. So, what is natural Ex-situ conservation measure? We first chosen an oxbow. That oxbow is named Tiangezhou oxbow. Oxbow means it used to be a part of the Yangtze River. For example, for this Tiangezhou oxbow, the Yangtze River used to be running like this way. But because of the current was very strong, the Yangtze River is now running like this way, and this part is left over in an oxbow. So this oxbow used to be a part of the Yangtze River. So its ecological and environmental conditions are very much similar to the mainstream of the Yangtze River. So we first chosen this area as our Ex-situ conservation area, and we captured some animals from the mainstream of the Yangtze River to move them into this area. And back in 1992, the first group of animals of the Yangtze population was moved into this area. And it turned out the animal cannot only survive, but reproduce naturally and successfully in the area. And they are free-ranging animals. We don't need to touch them. We don't need to feed them. They are really free-ranging wild animals. So this is very successful. This is one picture I was much younger than me right now. I still have some hair. Anyway, we moved some animals into this area. And as you can see from this finger, the population size, the number of the animals has been increasing up to 2021. It reached about 100. So this Ex-situ conservation is very much successful because of the successful experience. We chosen another oxbow. Actually, this oxbow is much bigger than Tiangezhou oxbow. It's called the Hewamiao oxbow. It's about 33 kilometers long, about 1 to 2 kilometers wide, and one end is still connected with the mainstream of the Yangtze River. So the water quality is really good, and the fish resource is really rich. So in 2015, we moved in the first group of Finnish porpoise, and since then we introduced more. And next year, 2016, we see some newborns in this oxbow. So a total 20 individuals were introduced to this oxbow, and since 2016, newborns appeared, and the current number is close to 40. And this picture was taken in 2019 because, as I mentioned, at that time, when we first proposed the Ex-situ conservation measure for the cetaceans, for the Yangtze porpoise, and nobody agreed with me, and I faced quite a lot of criticism. But anyway, later on, they learned something about this, and they got very much curious about this. So they asked me, one, can you invite us to go to your city, your area, to take a look of your reserve? So we had a meeting back in 2019. Now there are more than 30 experts from some other countries and visited this reserve. Everybody was happy because somehow, I don't know why, the Finnish porpoise, they just got to know somehow there are some foreigners here to see us, so they just keep moving around the boat. So everybody was happy, was very much happy about this. So right now we have 3 natural and 1 semi-natural ex-situ reserve. Population have been established. There are about 160 Finnish porpoise in total, with more than 15 born each year. It is the only successful example of ex-situ conservation of a strategic species in the world. As the IWC Scientific Committee report in 2017, it says, the program for translocating Finnish porpoise appears to be effective, and commends the Chinese government preferred Wang Ding and his colleagues for the progress they have made in this regard. So finally, our efforts, are recognized by the scientific society. I'm going to talk a little bit about captive breeding. And this animal is called Tao Tao in Chinese. He was born in our captivity back in 2005. And this animal was born in 2018. And Hanbao was born in 2020. And he is the son of Tao Tao. And Tao Tao actually now have 2 sons and 1 daughter. This daughter was just born 1 month ago. She's very healthy. We love this animal. You can see. Actually, we did the so-called live broadcasting online. I cannot believe that. This number is huge. 220 million people watched this broadcast online. It's unbelievable. Even the Chinese, even we have a big population size in China, but this number, at the same time, so many people watch the birth of this animal. 220 million, can you believe that? So our conservation efforts have worked positively, but can we really protect the young Finnish porpoise from extinction? It's a big question, actually. Even we have been making some progress, but automatically we have to protect the Yangtze River to protect the Yangtze Finnish porpoise. So that's what we are doing right now. Back in 2016, the guideline for the development of the Yangtze River economic belt stated, adhere to ecological priority green development, joining implement large-scale protection and avoid large-scale development. This is the policy set up by the central government. As you know, Chinese government is a very strong government. If they want to do something, they will do that successfully. Starting from January 1st of 2020, our reserve first banned the fishery. And starting from 1st of January of 2021, a 10-year fishing ban was implemented in the key waters of the Yangtze River Basin, which means the whole Yangtze River, the midstream of the Yangtze River, and some important tributaries and some lakes. 111,000 fishing boats and 231,000 fishermen were fully withdrawn from fishing. But of course, the government has to provide some funding and help the fishermen to find another way to support their family. It's a big money. And also, 1st March 2021, the Yangtze River Protection Law of the People's Republic of China came into effect. And we also, in terms of conservation of Finnish porpoise, we already established 8 natural reserves in the mainstream of the Yangtze River and also two big lakes. One is called the Dongting Lake, another one is called the Boyang Lake. And also, as you can say, the Yangtze River enrichment is good or not, the finite purpose has a final say. Why we say that? Because the Yangtze finite purpose sit on the top of the food chain. If the Yangtze finite purpose is not doing well, which means the ecosystem of the Yangtze River is not doing well. So that's why the Yangtze finite purpose has the final say to talk about the Yangtze River's enrichment is good or not. I'm very happy to share this good news with you. As I mentioned, the population size of the Yangtze finite purpose had been decreasing very rapidly. But during the last survey back in 2022, the natural population of the Yangtze finite purpose stopped falling and recovered for the first time in the history. It increased compared to 2017, it increased 20%. My time is out. But anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about MAP program. You know, the Yangtze finite purpose is not our only concern, and even the Yangtze River is not the only concern of ours. We have to see a big picture. We have to find a way to coexist with the nature, with the environment, with this Earth, which is the only planet we human race can live on. We have to find a way to coexist with them peacefully and harmoniously. So this is where the MAP program came in. Since 1973, we joined this MAP program. We built up a network of biosphere reserves in China. This is the world's largest MAP national network. The number of the members have grown from 45 in 1993 to 200 today. And 34 of them have become UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. And all the Yangtze finite purpose joined this network. So what do we learn from MAP practice in China? Humans are the root cause of many environment and ecological problems in biosphere, but they can also be the dominant force in solving and preventing the problems. Nothing is easy, but if we keep our mission in mind and stay true to our original aspirations, we can fully liberate our creativity and make a difference. In the universe, the Earth's biosphere may be the only one. For the sustainable future of our human race, we need to coexist harmoniously with the biosphere and go forward hand in hand. This is a picture taken in the Boyang Lake. I can say now we are more confident than ever before in protecting the most beautiful smile of the Yangtze River. So this is my last slide. The 5th World Congress of Biosphere Reserve will be held in Hangzhou, China. Welcome to Hangzhou, China. Thank you very much.